So you have to push down this little blue tab and set it all the way to letter, which is located right here. Same thing on this side. There is a letter right here, which is usually just the width of the paper, and you just put it all the way out. So letter here, this all the way out, and then you can slide it right back into the printer. First thing we do is plug in power. Locate it on the bottom of the printer, bottom right. There we go. Perfect. So plug it in, and then we'll turn it on. Power switch is right in the front. Well, that's warming up. Get the end of the USB cable that's more rounded. That plugs into the back of the printer on the bottom, right here, just like that. And the USB just goes into a USB slot on your computer. And I'd actually wait till it turns all the way up before turning it on, before plugging it in. Okay, the control panel is going to come up with some basic prompts. English. USA. Yes. Shipping locks from cartridges. Okay, so now we're going to look at the printing cartridges. These are the toners, and they all have the orange lock on them again, just like the printer had. So these you just take out. There's the switches, so you just pull these out. Some way. There we go. Just lift this up, pull it out, and it comes out like this. And it's basically just garbage. Slide it back in. Do these for each of the printer cartridges, each of the toners. Slide it back in. Same thing for all of them. Pop it out. Slide it out. Make sure it comes all the way out. And then design the tear parts. It should be fine. Take it off from the top. Slide it out, and you're good. And these printers are actually really smart. It tells you that you have to remove that because we forgot, and then it tells you the front door is open. Slide it back in, close the door. I'm going to grab some paper for the printer. Paper just like any other printer. Slide it in. Make sure it's secure in the front, behind the guides. Don't overload the tray because it can cause jamming. And you just wait for it to come all the way up. And these printers take quite a few minutes to boot up. Since they have a lot of checks and diagnostic, it runs every time it turns on. So we just have to wait a little bit, get it going. Okay, so now it's ready to go, so we're going to go ahead and plug in the USB cable just to your computer. Then you're going to get on your computer the installing driver software option on the bottom. As it looks for the printer. The program should start. If it doesn't, we're going to launch it ourselves. So it'll show up on your computer if you just click the Windows folder, or just double click on my computer. It'll show up as CD drive E HP Smart Install. So you click on that, then double click on the autorun.exe. And here it's going to ask you, it should ask you for an administrator password at some point. Just make sure you have your installer password handy. And just follow the prompts. Check the box that for the license agreement, select next when prompted. Luckily, it's a pretty straightforward install. Okay, here you're gonna get a control or account control message, setup.exe. That's the program name. The publisher is Hewlett Packard HP, so you know it's good. So you're gonna hit yes to continue. I'm logged in as the admin now, but if you're logged in as yourself, it'll probably ask you for a prompt, which then you'd have to type in /ext installer and your password. Usually when there's updates, you don't need to do it right away. Sometimes it installs extra software. So for this particular install, I'm going to select no and run with the software that's already on the printer.
Okay.
So the HP printer is going to install the drivers, everything that it actually needs. There's a couple things you probably don't need is the improvement study. It sends information back to HP. Let's take a look and see if we can customize.